Hi, everybody. I'm Barbara Lardonay. This past Sunday in church, we were singing a really phenomenal song. I had actually never heard it before, but it was going revival. I can't think of exactly the melody now, but revival, revival. We're not going to miss it. It's already happening. It's already happening. And we just kept singing it over and over, and I was overwhelmed with the fact that that's true. We are in the beginning stages of this third great awakening, and we are not going to miss it. And there was a militancy about the way everyone was singing, and there was a victory over it that we're in this. We want this. We're going for it. We're going 100%, and we're not going to miss it. And then all of a sudden, I thought to myself, well, who is going to miss it? Who's going to miss this third great awakening that's coming? And right away, I thought about all of those who were the ones in Jesus' time that missed his, um, the awakening that happened when he arrived upon the earth. Who were the ones that didn't see? You go back to his birth and you look at the secular, you look at Herod and the kingdoms of this world and how politically um, Rome was set up. They weren't going to acknowledge that. In fact, Herod was wanting to kill the possibility that someone would be coming in. So, and that makes sense to us that the kingdoms of this world would not accept Christ. But then, what about when Jesus came into the fullness of his ministry and he started going out and doing miracles and raising the dead and healing the sick and casting out demons? Who didn't receive him then? Because in this third great awakening, we're going to do all of those things, and we're going to see all those things, and it's going to be commonplace. And church isn't going to be just in a building anymore. We may use buildings sometimes, but there's going to be gatherings outside. There's going to be in stadiums. There's going to be street corners. Neighbors are going to gather. There's going to be praise and worship going on. It's going to be nothing for someone to say, well, I just got diagnosed with a cancer, and the person said, oh no, and just lay their hand on them and it's gone. It's going to be this way. But in Jesus' time, look at what happened. Look at all those who didn't want to hear that and didn't want to see that. So who was it? The Pharisees and the Sadducees, the religious elite. And the same thing is going to happen this time. Believe me. The main thing that we have to come against in this, well, I don't know if it's the main thing, but a big thing that the church is going to have to come against is the church. The religious spirit, the spirit of legalism, those who don't want anything to change, those who want church to be segmented in their life to 1 hour on a particular day of the week. They want to go into a church and they want to sit in a particular seat that they've sat in for the last 20 years. They do not want things to change. They do not want someone coming over and laying hands on them. They do not want all kinds of crazy stuff happening. They do not want dealing with the dead being raised. This is going to be too much for them. Why? Because they have a religious spirit and they have a spirit of legalism. Examine yourself. Do you have a religious spirit? Are you ready for the change? Do you want it? Are you going to be excited about it? If you are a person who does not like change in the natural in your life, I imagine that it's going to be harder for you, for a person like that who wants to just keep things all tight and compacted. Don't do that. Don't go there. Ask the Holy Spirit, do I have a religious spirit? Do I have a spirit of legalism? Am I going to say that if a little boy of 7 years old comes up to me and gives me a word of knowledge. Who do they think they are? A little boy comes up to me and prophesies over me and tells me a secret sin that I have. Am I can't have something like that. Believe me, these are the kinds of things that are going to happen. And the children are going to raise up. The youth are going to be going wild with the love of God and overwhelmed with it. So examine yourself and make sure that you are willing and that you are going for this whole thing. We are in revival and we're not going to miss it. I know I'm not going to miss it. And hope you're not going to miss it either. Thanks for listening.